Get started, a reminder there will be no opening comments. We'll jump straight into Q&A, and if you would, please identify yourselves and the agency that you are with, and we will get started with our first question. Coach, we'll ask it from here at the podium. 2020 was an unusual year, and given all that was going on, it was one heck of a time to have your first trip through the league. What did you learn?
I learned that hopefully next year's coming, and not really a lot to learn from last year based on just the circumstances of the season. No fans. For me personally, not meeting the team until got the job April 30th and didn't meet the team until July 25th, and then we got COVID and Thanksgiving and missed 33 days. And our gift coming back was at Georgia Tech, at Virginia, at Duke. So I don't think there's a really. I look more like. I guess I would tell you that I look more at this year as year one than last year.
Well, if that's the case, then we're meeting you for the first time. We didn't get a chance to do this last year.
Yeah.
Who is Steve Forbes?
Not afraid to make fun of myself. I don't take myself all that serious. I'm competitive. I'm from a small town in Iowa. Everybody knows that Iowa stands for idiots out wandering around, right, guys? I love the game. I love my family. I didn't hit a single and land on third base. I had to work my way around the bases and to get to where I'm at. Basically, I went from a gravel road to tobacco road, and so I'm excited to be here and ready to get Wake Forest back in the conversation.
Let's go first row to your left.
You spoke about getting Wake Forest back into the conversation. Just what you could say about what you saw coming in last year and what's maybe changed in a year's time as far as culture-wise.
Yeah, I think identity, the thing, culture is a great buzzword for everybody to use. I get it, but you have to have identity before you can have culture. You have to know who you are, and so that was probably to go back and answer the question, the one thing that we definitely learned from last year is what our identity is. And Davian obviously knew it because he came with me from East Tennessee State, and Isaiah figured it out quick. And so for me, it's more about who do you know who you are every day, and we know that, and then it was recruiting, go out and get an ACC roster, and it was a very busy spring and summer. We only brought 4 guys back. We have 9 new players. I needed name tags when I got the job first time. I needed them again this past summer when we started out. We had a lot of new guys. But when you see us walk out on the court, we look like an ACC team. We're 7'1", 7 foot, 6'10", 6'9", 6'8". Got a couple 6'8" wings. We have a great balance of older guys and younger guys. We probably have the only. Well, next year we'll have a 4th-year freshman. You guys can explain to me how that works. We'll have a 3rd-year freshman this year, Tariq Ingram. We'll have a 2-year freshman, Carter Witt. Jake Laravia is a sophomore, but a junior. We got all this going on with our roster. But we have a great balance of older guys and younger guys. And I think in this thing, this is the way I did it at East Tennessee State, is you got to stay old and you got to stay athletic. And we were neither last year. And I believe that we are this year.
Team will go straight ahead, 3rd row.
Steve, I just wanted to say I appreciated the Lou Brock reference, hit a single and land on third.
Yeah.
I had a question for Isaiah. Isaiah, given last summer and the COVID year was such a difficult time to build chemistry and get to know the coaching staff, how much better do you feel like Coach Forbes and the assistant coaches going into this season?
Yeah, I feel like our relationship is just getting better and better. I didn't meet Coach Forbes and the coaching staff until July, and at that point we were doing a lot of individual stuff, so there wasn't really a chance for me as a player to really get to know them. And now that, a lot of things have been lifted a little bit restriction-wise, like we're able to have these, conversations about my family, how I grew up, how things were when I first got to Wake, and basically getting them acclimated with Wake as well. I mean, I know a lot of stuff since I've been here for 4 years, and they're getting to learn a lot of stuff about the town and Wake Forest as a university. So we're able to kind of give each other some advice on both ends, and I think our relationship as player to coach is getting better and better each and every day.
We're going to go to the right in the very back, gentleman in the blue striped shirt or checkered shirt.
Will Pelagic, WFNZ Charlotte. Coach, you spoke about it a little bit there, but could you just elaborate on how difficult it is to rebuild a team when you're dealing with all the turnover you have to deal with in terms of building a roster?
Yeah, honestly, that doesn't really intimidate me. I was an 11-year junior college coach and got a new team every year. I mean, I've recruited 12 guys before in a year. I mean, it's not ideal. And it's not what you want to do, but I think moving forward, we're all going to face it at some point in the spring. We're going to have some turnover. I told you, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 7 freshmen on paper. Okay, will they all make it? Will they all be there at the end? I hope so, but I don't know that. The hard part for me was just not being able to be out. We signed 9 guys and never met them. You think about that. We never met them face to face and couldn't take a visit. And so that to me was the hard part, was trying to evaluate them as a player, as a person, not being able to go in their home and meet their parents. I still haven't met Cameron Hildreth's parents. I haven't met Matthew Marsh's parents. I don't think that's right, but that was the situation that we were in. So for me, it wasn't so hard to put the team together. It was more just making the right decisions based on the information that we had. And recruiting's like putting together a puzzle. Or teams like a team, you got to put together a puzzle. You got to have different pieces. You can't have all the same pieces. And I think we've done under the circumstances, I think we've done a really, really good job of that.
Let's go to the right, second row.
Hi, Lauren Walsh with WXII in Winston-Salem. This is for the players. I suppose mainly for Isaiah. I was thinking you're the longest tenured player on the team, so I'm curious how you view this team in comparison to past teams you've had at Wake Forest, and what excites you about this group.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably one of the most balanced in terms of young guys and older guys I've been on. I mean, a lot of the teams I've been on before had maybe 1 or 2 seniors, and then most of us were sophomores and freshmen. And I think that balance just allows the younger guys to kind of look up to us, and then the older guys to lean on the younger guys for that energy when we need during practice or games. And I think that right there creates a really good, formula for winning. And, in practice, when those times where as the older guys, you get tired, you're like, man, I don't got a lot of juice left, the younger guys are able to kind of, compete and bring us back up to that level. And that's just a great thing to be out there and knowing that every single day, no matter how tired you are, somebody's going to always pick you up. And that's a great feeling. I think that right there is what is going to help us through the season to win.
Let's go back to Connor, straight ahead, third row.
I have a question for Davian. Davian, you're one of the few around Wake that knew Coach Forbes before when he was at ETSU, and now that he's at Wake. Have you seen anything change other than the school and the title that he has?
No, he's still the same person he was at East Tennessee State. He's extremely passionate. He demands the best out of you every single day, and he brought that passion to Wake Forest, and I'm glad he did that because, I think he really helped me become a better player and helped me become an ACC player at that. So I think he's the same person he was at ETSU.
You really want to start, don't you? That's good, boy. Good job.
I know that's right.
What growth did go into making you an ACC player?
Just my competitive nature, just bringing it every day in practice because Forbes really believes you practice how you play. So I just try to bring it every day in practice so I could carry that same energy into the game. And that's something I've really been harping on since I came into the ACC and since we started practice in June, is just make sure I bring it every day, make sure I'm locked in, make sure I'm focused, make sure I'm being a good leader and setting the example for my team.
When I signed Davian at East Tennessee State, he weighed 149 pounds. Today he weighs 183. So he didn't say that, but that's a remarkable body change that he is, and a lot of it was this past spring, and he's handled it well. You know, he's playing really well, and I'm proud of him. You know, for how hard he's worked off the court.
Let's go back to the front row and Dan.
Davian and Isaiah, you heard Coach talk about identity and that you have to have that before you have culture. How would you define the identity of this team? And Isaiah, I'll start with you.
He uses it gritty, grimy, tough, and together is the one thing that he harps on every single day in practice. And it's what's going to get us through and what we're going to, go by every single day when we step on the court. I mean, we're going to try to out-tough you. We're going to play hard, play in the gaps defensively, and then offensively, we're just going to make sure that we play together and share the ball, and everybody's going to basically eat when it comes to, playing the game of basketball. So we're all about togetherness. Nobody's going to ever accomplish anything individually, and I think when we all come together as one, we're unstoppable.
Yeah, like Isaiah said, gritty, grimy, and tough is the main thing. Like, move the ball, share the ball, kiss the ball with 2 hands, things like that. So we just got
What's the last one? Oh my God, I'm so mad at you guys. How about do what you're supposed to do?
Do when you're supposed to do it. Yeah, there you go.
On and off the court.
There you go, right there.
Come on, man.
Isaiah, last question for the team from the podium. Last year, you had some games in which your scoring hit some healthy double-digit numbers, but you also had some games in which you only registered 4 points. So why the big swing, and how do you make that a little bit different this year?
Just being consistent and knowing what I got to do and simplifying the game. I think last year I was put in a little bit of position to try to do too much, and I think this year having a lot of players that can make plays and a lot of talented guys on the team now, I found I've matured and understood the game of basketball now, and just simplifying the game and doing what I know I can do best on the court. Obviously working on my things that I need to, but when it comes time to get on the court and the lights are on, I'm going to do everything that I know that I'm going to be strong with. And that's just continue to have confidence in myself and my teammates, and making sure on the defensive end I could be one of the best defenders in the ACC.
Wake Forest, thank you very much. Good luck this season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Folks, Georgia Tech is due up next at the top of the hour.